Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all students of AWMC 9 in our online session. I am Dr. Selima Sultana, Associate Professor of Pharmacology and Therapeutics in Ad-Din Women's Medical College. Today, I am discussing about anti-anginal drugs. What is angina pectoris? Angina means strangulating, severe strangulating pain, and pectoris means chest. Angina pectoris is an ischemic heart disease which is characterized by sudden severe chest pain radiating to arms and shoulders when myocardial oxygen demand exceeds supply from the coronary circulation. Angina means severe strangulating pain and pectoris means chest. It is the crying of the dying heart. Angina occurs when the oxygen supply to the myocardium is insufficient for its needs. Now, the pathogenesis of angina pectoris. There is balance between demand of oxygen of the heart and supply of oxygen to the heart by coronary blood vessels. If there is imbalance between oxygen demand and oxygen supply, then angina develops. Heart gets 11% of total oxygen consumption, 4% of total cardiac output, and 50% of oxygen supply is more than the demand. Extra cardiac tissue extracts 25% oxygen, but cardiac tissue extract 75% oxygen. So, heart is relatively less perfused organ in the body. Now, if oxygen demand increase or oxygen supply decrease, imbalance occurs and angina pectoris develops. Now, the classification of angina pectoris. 3 kinds of angina are recognized clinically: stable angina or classical angina or angina on effort, unstable angina or angina at rest, variant angina or Prinzmetal's angina or angina at any time. Now, the stable angina or classical angina or angina on effort. There is an atheroma in coronary vessels, but circulation is normal. After exercise, excitement, oxygen demand increased. No pain at rest. Pain appears during exercise, stress, and excitement. Now, unstable angina or angina at rest. Pain can take place during rest. Formation of fibrin platelet plaque in coronary vessels. There is also no complete occlusion of coronary vessels. There is rupture of the fibrin platelet plaque. Hemorrhage and thrombosis at the site of plaque. Occlusion of blood vessels. They lead to myocardial infarction. Now, the variant angina or Prinzmetal's angina or vasospastic angina. Here, reduction in diameter of coronary blood vessel due to constriction or spasm. Blood supply to the myocardium is decreased. Oxygen supply to the myocardium is decreased. Now, the ideas of using drug in angina. Development of a balance between the oxygen demand and oxygen supply of the heart. By decreasing oxygen demand of heart, it is more preferable, or increasing oxygen supply of heart. Now, the oxygen demand depends on preload of the heart, afterload of the heart rate, and myocardial contractility. What is preload of the heart? Preload of the heart, it is the end diastolic stretch of the cardiac muscle fibers. It depends on amount of blood that returns to heart through vein. It is the filling pressure on heart by blood. Increased venous return, increased blood volume, increased preload. Venodilatation, decreased venous return and decreased preload. Now, the afterload of the heart. It is the stress or tension that develops in the ventricular wall during systole. It is the pressure gradient against which heart pumps. Increased arterial resistance, increased afterload. Increased arteriolar dilatation, decreased arteriolar resistance and decreased afterload. Now, the heart rate. If increased heart rate, increased workload, decreased heart rate, decreased workload. So, myocardial contractility, increased myocardial contractility, there is increased workload, increases angina. Now, the anti-anginal drugs. Anti-anginal drugs are organic nitrites, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, low dose aspirin, potassium channel openers, that is nicorandil, heparin, trimetazidine. Now, the treatment objectives of angina are to decrease the need of oxygen of the heart by stopping of provocative exercise, that is physical or emotional, decreased preload, decreased afterload, decreased heart rate, and dilating the coronary arteries. What is the pharmacological management of ischemic heart disease or angina pectoris? Number 1, removal of the contributory cause, that is anxiety, tension, anemia, etc. Number 2, changes of lifestyle, that is stopping smoking, food habit change, regular exercise, etc. Number 3, immediate pre-exertional prophylaxis is sublingual GTN, which is glyceryl trinitrate, and for acute attack, sublingual GTN or glyceryl trinitrate. For long-term prophylaxis, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, long-acting nitrates, antiplatelet therapy, and surgery in selected cases. Now, the classification of anti-anginal drugs are: number 1, organic nitrites and nitrates. It may be short-acting or intermediate-acting or long-acting. Short-acting drugs are inhalation mainly, such as amyl nitrate, acetyl nitrate, sodium nitrate, etc. Intermediate acting is glyceryl trinitrate, and long acting is taken orally, that is isosorbide dinitrate, isosorbide mononitrate. Now, the beta blockers are propanolol, atenolol, etc. Calcium channel blockers are nifedipine, amlodipine, verapamil, diltiazem. Coronary vasodilators are dipyridamole, parhexolene. Others are low dose aspirin, heparin, trimetazidine. Now, the mechanism of action of GTN. GTN means glyceryl trinitrate. GTN causes venodilatation. So, there is decreased venous return and decreased preload, so decreased workload, and decreased oxygen demand of heart. This is the predominant action. GTN also causes arterial dilatation. So, there is decreased arterial resistance, afterload, decreased wall tension, decreased oxygen demand of heart or myocardium, and there is redistribution of blood flow from normal to ischemic region of heart. GTN also has antiplatelet effect by increasing cyclic GMP and decreased platelet aggregation, and GTN also improves coronary circulation by slight coronary arteriolar dilatation and relief of coronary artery spasm, and it increases collateral circulation and also dilates collateral vessels if already established. Now, in the molecular level, it acts by organic nitrate converts into inorganic nitrate ions, and nitric oxide in vascular smooth muscle, that is endothelial derived relaxing factor, reacts with sulfhydryl group and causes formation of nitrous fuel, is a reactive intermediate. This activates guanyl cyclase enzyme and converts GTP to cyclic GMP, and it activates protein kinase, causes dephosphorylation of protein kinase and causes myosin light chain. Dephosphorylation of protein kinase causes myosin light chain and ultimately causes relaxation of smooth muscle of artery and vein and causes relief of angina. Now, what are the routes of administration of GTN? Number 1, sublingual route, and number 2 is inhalation, because it bypasses the hepatic first pass metabolism. Because it undergoes hepatic first pass metabolism, and the drug may form a nitroso compound in GIT, which is carcinogenic. Preservatives containing nitrates causes carcinoma of stomach. Now, the difference between inorganic nitrate and organic nitrate. Inorganic nitrate is less lipid soluble, organic nitrate is more lipid soluble. Inorganic nitrate is less tissue selective, organic nitrate is more tissue selective. Now, the formulation or preparation of GTN are tablet, sublingual tablet, nitroglycerin sublingual spray, nitroglycerin patch. Tablet or sublingual and nitroglycerin sublingual spray. The onset of action is very rapid, within 1 to 3 minutes. Duration of action is very short, 15 to 20 minutes. Nitroglycerin ointment given in the skin of precordium, used in chronic anginal pain as prophylaxis. Nitroglycerin patch is given in skin attached to arm or chest. Duration of action is 12 to 24 hours. Prophylaxis, but onset of action is delayed. For acute attack, tablet and spray. For chronic effect, ointment and patch. Now, the indications of GTN are angina pectoris or stable angina, unstable angina, variant or Prinzmetal's angina, myocardial infarction, and congestive cardiac failure. What are the adverse effects of GTN? Adverse effects are throbbing headache, flushing of face, postural hypotension, tolerance can be developed, methemoglobinemia, tachycardia, and palpitation. Methemoglobinemia develops, nitrate oxidizes hemoglobin, low oxygen tension, so pseudocyanosis may develop and hypoxia develop. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of GTN. Advantages are rapid onset of action, so can be given in acute attack. Potency is higher than long-acting nitrates, that is isosorbide dinitrate or isosorbide mononitrate. Disadvantages are short duration, 10 to 30 minutes, so cannot be given for prophylaxis, and more sustained effect. Undergoes significant fast-pass metabolism, so it should be given sublingually or in the form of patch. Tolerance develop rapidly. Now, what are the advices? Advices to the patient taking GTN. After taking the drug, the patient will remain in sitting or lying condition. Otherwise he may fall down due to postural hypotension. The patient should spit out the drug if sufficient effects has produced. So, patient can discard the drug, otherwise throbbing headache or flushing of face may develop. Nitroglycerin is given sublingually because to avoid fast-pass metabolism, and it directly goes to the site of action. Rapid onset of action within 4 minutes. Dose requirement is minimum, less chance of adverse effects due to short duration of action. Now, the combination therapy of atenolol and isosorbide mononitrate. Isosorbide mononitrate and atenolol can be used in combination because combined effect of two drugs is additive. One drug minimizes the adverse effects of the other. Atenolol can block the reflex tachycardia produced by isosorbide mononitrate. Isosorbide mononitrate can attenuate the increase in left ventricular end diastolic volume associated with atenolol by increasing venous capacitance. The combination is very effective in exertional angina. Now, the low dose aspirin in ischemic heart disease or unstable angina. In low dose, that is 75 to 300 mg per day, thromboxane pathway is more sensitive. Now, if aspirin is given in low dose, it causes permanent inactivation of cyclooxygenase pathway in platelet. Platelet is a non-nucleated cell, so it cannot regenerate the enzyme. So, thromboxane A2 synthesis and secretion is depleted throughout the lifespan of platelet, 7 to 8 days. So, less chance of thrombus formation in unstable angina and myocardial infarction. This is all about today's session. See you in the next section. Continue your lesson. Stay safe, stay home. Allah Hafiz.